It's Friday, I've got a cup of tea, and that means it's time for another ToggleWP video. In this particular video, I'm going to be taking a look at the new Content Health Monitor on the hub and the client side. But first off, I'm going to give you a quick introduction for what it actually does. So if you're managing content of any type on a WordPress website, mistakes happen. You either publish with a broken link or a missing email address or some other sort of typos and things on the page. The new Content Health Monitor is here to help you capture those issues and find out about them before they turn to major problems. Because over the years of helping a variety of different companies look after their websites, I've seen the odd occasion where a marketing's put together a new landing page, sent out a massive mail shot, and then realised later on that the email address or download link on the page broke at the last minute where they made a different change, and they didn't actually know about it. Well, the Content Health Monitor, which rolls off the tongue ever so nicely, is here to help with that. And pretty much within a couple of minutes of you updating or publishing public visible content on your site, it will ping you through an email either to you as the service owner, so you can get in contact with your clients, or it can go through to the content author themselves, so they can get a quick summary of that. But let's start getting into the details on there. So the new Content Health Monitor Hub exists on your sort of parent or your management site. So if you're a freelancer or agency, you've probably got one central marketing site or a management site if you're running things like main WP, and you'd enable the hub on that level. So the purpose for the hub is it's the central point that holds your crawler API key. You register your different client sites through, and it controls some settings on there. Whereas on your individual client sites, they'd use the Content Health Monitor. So if I scroll up here, I've already got the hub in place. It's currently on my development environment, so it's not actually got a name against there. But from here, you can control the crawler URL, API token, how many scans happens a month for them, who the results should actually get sent through to. So currently, I've got this set to the service admin as at the hub level. So me as the web hosting provider or service provider would get the summary emails through. If there's anything to be concerned about, I could then drop my client an email to say, oh, we just monitored this page, you've got these issues on there, here's how you can fix it on that side to show that you're a trusted partner. Or you can set it to the content publisher. So if I was a editor on a particular client site, I hit publish on there, it would then end up sending an email through to myself. So there's two different ways that it can work on there, depending on how you want to manage it. And you can also register your client sites on here. So obviously it needs to be kind of a two-way communication between the two, and this is where you can control what happens. And lastly, at this level, we've got a basic scan log, so you can see which particular clients are requesting changes for which pages. As you can see, I did some testing on the first attempt of this video a few days ago, and I found quite a few issues, so I abandoned that. I'm now recording a fresh one, and I've got a fresh pass here 13 minutes ago. So you can't see the direct results from this level, but you can see who's using it and how often, which is handy for you to kind of keep an eye on. Do you need to offer some training for clients if they keep making or keep getting lots of mistakes on there? But this is just kind of like the first part of an oversight of what's in place. So the second part of this, if I swap tabs to be on the client site, we've now got the Content Health Monitor set up here. Obviously also toggled through on the agency section on this side. And from here, you basically can point it towards your parent site. When you register a site, you get a config string just to paste into here, just to make it quick and simple. If you paste it in, click import, it will just populate your settings underneath there. If I do test connection, it shows that's talking to the hub on there. Now, you may not want to monitor every single type of sort of content on a particular site, especially if you've got something like an FAQ plugin that does individual FAQ pages, but you've got them showing in a parent page. You can select the different types on here. Obviously, this is a very empty WordPress install, so I've just got post, page, and media at the moment. And also from the top level, I can see what has passed and which pages have got issues. If I wanted to see a more in-depth view of that, I can swap across to the all content checks on here. And here we can see the summary of the attempts I did on blog post 1 and second post the other day that had issues, and the updated hello world at the moment that's okay on there. But the main thing you can see on here is actually does on-demand requests. So I'm going to swap over to posts and all posts, and I'm going to go to the hello world, and I'm going to make an intentional break on this side. So I'm going to go to this is a broken link, and I'm just going to put that to this is broken and just save that. So I've now got an intentionally broken link on that side, which you could pretend is an external link across to other third-party companies and bits on there. And if I just click save on that side, behind the scenes, the plugin would have now, or ToggleWP, would now have sent a message up to your parents, which then sends it across to the website crawler. And on my other screen, I can see it doing the details on that side through. So if I swap back onto here and back down to all content checks, we can see it's currently in the checking status. So it knows it's sent off the message up to the hub and off to the crawler, which, as it's a single page on there, shouldn't take too long to go through. And I can see on my second screen here, it's now finished. So if I happen to hit refresh on here, it's now saying one issue. And if I click on the view report, normally if I had the the UI for the crawler in a production ready environment, it'll be on HTTPS and you'd actually see it embedded here. But just as a workaround, I've now got the open full reports, and that'll pop up on here. So we can see from this screen, we got our Hello World page on there, and it's actually showing up two items on here. We've got a content integrity check and also a broken link. So we can see the destination saying this is broken, which was intentional on there. And then the content integrity is a new feature that's coming in place as well. It'll basically try and recognize the words that are on your sites or on your individual pages. So over time, it can learn what is normal language for your site and pass on there. So that if you start getting random typos or an old brand on your sort of new content pages appear on there, you can see those bits. But if I stop across to pages on here, we can see that the Hello World page itself was fine. We can see it had one Gravatar image in there. That was all good. If I swap across to links on here, this is where it gets interesting. That we can see the this is broken found on the Hello World page was not working, obviously. And it will also attempt to do a screenshot of where the link is. So if you've got a longer page, it'll actually try and focus on there. It's a little bit hit and miss. If you've got a broken link in a menu, it currently can't expand the menu to see on there, but at least it'll kind of point you towards that area, which will save the guesswork of seeing what's in place. And also, if I swap across to content on here, we can see it measures the different sections on your page. So this was a very simple hello world. We've got H1, 2, 3, and other tags on that side. If you've got a page that has been previously checked, and then you go through and remove a big section from that page, it should then flag up to say a large section or one of your headings has disappeared on there. And in case your marketing assistants accidentally removed a big section or marked something to be hidden on there that wasn't intentional, this will help you raise awareness that something didn't quite work on there. And then lastly, if I swap across to words on here, as it's a very simple page, this is basically kind of the non-standard words that are being found on there. Obviously, the example dictionary's got quite a few things missing on there because website is normal, WordPress is normal, and those bits. So words that are fine, you can just click on approve on these ones, and they'd be fine. If you then clicked on, say, you didn't want Gravatar to appear anywhere, you can then double click on that bit so it's now warned. So if any other pages with Gravatar come up, that should then actually get flagged on there. So that's all good for the actual UI or the web view of that bit. But when you actually do a crawl, you also get an email sent through as well, which I've got the in progress copy here. You can actually have your branding in place. I decided to quickly pinch my Our Web Services logo, which it's decided that was too small and has been expanded on there. This is a work in progress on there, but the person that submitted it would get an email through with the link to the page when it was checked on there. This is currently kind of the free version. There's going to be sponsored messages in there as well, but it just gives you a quick summary of the pages that have been checked, how long it took on there. It would also attempt to call PageSpeed Insights to check your mobile and desktop and provide a link through for that report as well. And then at the bottom, we've also got the issues found. So we can see we had our one broken page on there, and also an on-page warning, probably related to our content issues on there, and also a link to view the results online, which if you clicked on that bit, would come through to the same sort of hosted web view on there for you to click through and see what's in place on there. You can ignore the incomplete crawl on there because this is my development site and it keeps falling over with some other tests that are in place on there. But this one did finish because it got one page checked, got a one broken resource on there, and that came through. And if I swap back up to my parent hub level on there, swap back to the hub on here, we can actually see we had our recent test on there for the page as well, and the number of issues. So yeah, it still needs some fine tuning on there, but it can actually deliver value at the moment if it's sent up to yourself as kind of like the service owner on there. So you've got an extra reason to just keep an extra bit of oversight on your client's content on that side. And it gives you a reason to either provide extra training on there or include this in one of your sort of service plans on that side for your content health monitoring. And especially on the content words and management on that side through, that could be a good sort of one-off or managed service on there, just to review what language they use on their site, so that in the unlikely attempt that you get some other blog spam sort of showing up on that side through your casino bits or other stuff on that side, those should then get flagged up on there, which will allow them or yourself to quickly sort of lock those ones down, because things happen, it's way of life. It's just a matter of how quickly you can deal with it before it becomes a big public facing issue on that side. So yeah, this is still a work in progress, as you can sort of see, but it's pretty much working with some fine tuning on that side. If you'd like to try Toggle Out, there's a 14-day free trial on there, and I can work with you to get this set up and your branding for your agency or sort of your freelancer operation on that side through. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your day.